I talked about. Yeah. Prognostic survival among patients with stage 2 colon cancer. Hmm? I study school Vicente O. Paul. Hmm? My name is Mariana Arevalo. My teacher John Moscoso. Definition. Colon cancer is a disease with very good can chance of treatment, usually can be cured. When localized in the intestine, surgery is the principal for the treatment, where approximately 15% of patients are where recurrence after surgery is a serious problem and often is final cause of death.
The large intestine, or colon, is a part of the gastrointestinal tract that makes and stores stool. It includes the ascending colon, transverse colon, descending colon, and the sigmoid colon. The cause of cancer is an uncontrolled multiplication of cells lining the colon. Before a true cancer develops, it usually begins as a non-cancerous growth called a polyp. Certain people can have multiple polyps in their colon, which are inherited genetically. Over a period of several years, a polyp has the potential to become cancerous. A cancerous polyp grows rapidly in size, eventually breaking through the wall of the colon and spreading through the tiny channels called lymph vessels. The cancer can also spread through blood vessels to other parts of the body. Symptoms of colon cancer are blood in the stools, a change in bowel habits, resulting in either more constipation or diarrhea than normal, abdominal pain, unintended weight loss. Treatment. Treatment varies depending on the stage of the disease. Some patients will need surgery to remove the diseased segment of the bowel, followed by radiotherapy or chemotherapy.
Application in nursing. Several types of colorectal cancer and have a different prognosis, although mainly identically. Possible mutation in the carrex AR, the gene in the tumor truncated, additional biopsy or more recently, truncated a liquid biopsy, the same treatment does not have to ser two patients in principle have the same disease.
I'm here with Dr. Anjaraj Sadanadam, Team Leader in Precision Cancer Medicine here at the ICR. He's been involved in a collaborative project on bowel cancer and he's going to tell us more about it. Can you tell me a bit about what the study found?
We pulled together multiple studies from international groups and we have identified 4 consensus subgroups of these patients. And these patients have different genetic profiles. That means Some of them would respond to chemotherapy, and some of them would respond to different types of therapies.
So how does subdividing one type of cancer in this way help patients?
These patients have different responses to therapy, so it is important to identify who would respond to a particular therapy or not. So that would benefit these patients, as well as avoid them from undergoing toxicity from unnecessary therapies.
How did you come to these 4 subtypes?
This is a perfect example of team science where multiple groups internationally formed a colorectal cancer consortium, and we have put together one of the largest colorectal cancer data sets with the gene expression profiles. And we collected information like mutation, metabolism, proteins, information, and we computationally modeled it to identify these subtypes.
What's the future of this research?
The next step is to match the currently existing therapy with these subgroups, and we are developing clinical assays that would benefit for stratification of these patients for future personalized therapy.
Pros and cons. No advertences and dispersancy to this subgroup on the cancer and the prognosis reported is a decency that key series to branch. Leo. ¿Cómo se lee ahí? INSUE in Ecuador. Facing the World Health Organization duo the possible carcinogenesis oxter or red meat and the process. William E. Paulson do is Sorka oncology say there is a low incidences of colon cancer in Ecuador.
So when the surgeon came out, she, looked really concerned, and she told us all to, gather around, and she was going to tell us how the surgery went and what was going on with my mom. And the last thing you want to hear is that your mother or your father or anyone in your family has cancer. She was diagnosed on September 2nd, and by December 8th, she had passed away. When my mom was alive, she knew that I was having really strange issues with my bowels.
She would make some comments through the years, even in advance of her mom getting sick.
Thin pencil-like stools and a lot of indigestion, a lot of gas.
And I know she had some minor concerns, but I don't think either of us realized or thought anything was really wrong.
A couple times when I would run and I'd come home, I felt like I had to go to the bathroom, and when I did, it would just come out all blood, and I thought, hemorrhoids. You know, I'm 37 years old, there can't be anything more than just hemorrhoids.
After her mom's passing, it became imperative for all the siblings to go in and get checked.
I didn't so much fear having the colonoscopy because I heard that it was nothing. I didn't want to find out if I had cancer. That was frightening, really frightening. I had symptoms for 2 years, and I just knew that something was not right, but I never thought cancer.
The doctor finally came in and sat down and, definitely had a look of concern on his face, and he told us at that time that she had an extremely large polyp. It was too large at this time to be removed, by him. That it would have to be a surgical process. He did some exterior biopsies on it and was going to send that out to be checked. They anticipated it was going to be about a week till they got results back, and that was a long week, not only for Allie but for me as well.
It came back non-cancerous, that it was a benign polyp. Do not ignore those warning signs, because that was the difference between life and death.
Make sure you're willing and not afraid to seek multiple opinions, collect as much information as you can, because there are differing opinions as far as medical procedures and what's the right or wrong way to go through things.
Do not put off getting a colonoscopy. Literally, it was the only thing that saved my life. And if it wasn't for my mom, I don't think I ever would have had the colonoscopy as soon as I did. I probably would have put it off and tried other methods first, adding more fiber maybe to bulk up my stools. I would have just kept putting it off and putting it off. My mom ultimately saved my life.
En conclusión, cáncer es la mejor causa de mortalidad a mortalidad. Worldwide, we in the 2015-12 were about 14 million now case in 8.2 million cancer-related diagnoses. It is anticipated what the number of the now cases increase by approximately 7% over the next 20 years.
Colorectal cancer. It's sometimes called a silent killer. By the time a person starts feeling pain, the disease is usually in a late stage.
Colon cancer is the third commonest cancer diagnosed in this country, and the second commonest killer of cancer of men and women in this country.
That statistic says two things. First, a lot of people, well over 250,000 a year in this country, are being diagnosed. And secondly, colorectal cancer is proving fatal in many cases, killing more people than breast cancer, when it could have been prevented through early screening.
Colon cancer arises out of colon polyps, which are benign. When we screen, we're looking for colon polyps. And if we can remove colon polyps, we can hopefully prevent colon cancer.
The colonoscopy is a game changer for this disease. Doctors can look into your colon with a camera, detect lesions, and remove them for biopsy, all within 1 hour.
We introduce the scope into your colon. It's a flexible scope that has channels, different channels in it, a light channel, a water channel, a suction channel, and a channel that allows us to introduce instruments through the colonoscope to remove these polyps.
As we age, the risk of colon cancer doubles every decade, which is why screenings are recommended beginning at age 50, earlier if you have a relative with the disease.
It's important that you get yourself screened at age 40 instead of age 50.
Some people report a change in bowel habits, sudden weight loss, or anemia. These can be symptoms of colon cancer. So it's worth having a conversation with your doctor to rule out this silent killer. For Lee Memorial Health System, I'm Amy Osher.
Thank you.